Hey, it's me, Lola.
This is Dante.
And we got a short message we want to share with you guys from a children's book.
Ooh, okay.
Now, I thought that Dante had read this book with us before.
I have not.
But he hasn't. So that's good for you all because we're going to actually read it on here. So the book is called You Are Special, A Story for Everyone by Max Lucado. You want me to read it or you want to read it, Bozo?
I want you to read.
So,
it's story time for me.
So actually, Dante and I are being joined by our oldest.
Yes. Who has read the book, by the way.
Yeah, he's Mommy Superhero. Say hi.
Hi.
And he's going to chime in vocally.
Yes.
So, You Are Special. The Weemics. The Weemics were a small wooden people carved by a woodworker named Eli. His workshop sat on a hill overlooking their village. Each Weemic was different. Some had big noses, others had large eyes, some were tall and others were short. Some wore hats, others wore coats, but all were made by the same carver and all lived in the village. And all day, every day, the Weemics did the same thing. They gave each other stickers. Each Weemic had a box of golden star stickers and a box of gray dot stickers. Up and down the streets all over the city, people spent their days sticking stars and dots, boop, on one another.
That just happened. Okay.
The pretty ones, those with smooth wood and fine paint, always got stars. But if the wood was rough or the paint was chipped, the Weemics gave, yep, you guessed it, dots. Gray dots. The talented ones got stars too. Some could lift big sticks high above their heads or jump over tall boxes. Still others knew big words or could sing pretty songs. Everyone gave them stars. Some Weemics had stars all over them. Every time they got a star, it made them feel so good. It made them want to do something else and get another star. Did you catch that? It made them want to do something else and get another star. Others, though, could do little. They got dots.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
So when they got a star...
Sit right here, though, so the mic picks you up. Seriously,
Right.
You don't have to come in the camera, but just sit, yeah, so the mic.
So basically, when they got a star, they it was like a drug for them. They got addicted to it.
Yeah. That's a good point.
That is.
Yeah, I wish you were on camera. You know you got to put that chain necklace down because the mic is going to pick it up, right? But that was a good point, son. Stay right there. Punchinello was one of these. I say stay.
And he moves.
Right, I should have just said go. I told you stay. Okay. Punchinello was one of these. He tried to jump high like the others, but he always fell. And when he fell, the others would gather around him and give him dots. Sometimes when he fell, his wood got scratched, so the people would give him more dots. Then when he would try to explain why he fell, he would say something silly, and guess what?
Weemics will give him more dots.
More dots. Yeah.
That's a lot of dots.
After a while, he had so many dots that he didn't want to go outside. He was afraid he would do something dumb, such as forget his hat or step in water, and then people would give him another dot. In fact, he had so many gray dots that some people would come up and give him one for no reason at all.
Wow.
Isn't that terrible?
That is terrible.
He deserves lots of dots, the wooden people would agree with one another. He's not a good wooden person. After a while, Punchinello believed them. I'm not a good Weemic, he would say. The few times he went outside, he hung around other Weemics who had a lot of dots. He felt better around them. Lucia. One day, Punchinello met a Weemic who was unlike any he'd ever met. She had no dots or stars. She was just wooden. Her name was Lucia. It wasn't that people didn't try to give her stickers. It's just that the stickers didn't stick. Some of the Weemics admired Lucia for having no dots. So they would run up and give her a star, but it would fall off. Others would look down on her for having no stars. So they would give her a dot, but it wouldn't stay either. That's the way I want to be, thought Punchinello. I don't want anyone's marks. I don't want anyone's marks. Wow.
Yeah, I like that.
So he asked the stickerless Weemic how she did it. It's easy, Lucia replied. Every day, I go see Eli. Eli?
Eli.
Eli. Yes, Eli, the wood carver. I sit in the workshop with him. Why? Why don't you find out for yourself? Go up the hill. He's there. And with that, the Weemick who had no stickers turned and skipped away. Skip, 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 skip. But will he want to see me? Punchinello cried out. Lucia didn't hear. So Punchinello went home. He sat near a window and watched the wooden people as they scurried around giving each other stars and dots. It's not right, he muttered to himself, and he decided to go see Eli.
All right.
The wood carver. Punchinello walked up the narrow path to the top of the hill and stepped into the big shop. His wooden eyes widened at the size of everything. The stool was as tall as he was. He had to stretch on his tiptoes to see the top of the workbench. A hammer was as long as his arm. Punchinello swallowed hard. I'm not staying here. And he turned to leave. Then he heard his name. Punchinello. The voice was deep and strong. Sounded like many waters. I'm just playing. I just added that in there.
Yes, you did.
Punchinello stopped. Punchinello, how good to see you. Come and let me have a look at you. Punchinello turned slowly and looked at the large bearded craftsman. You know my name? The little Weemick asked. Of course I do. I made you. Eli stooped down and picked him up and set him on the bench. The maker spoke thoughtfully as he looked at the gray dots. Looks like you've been given some bad marks. I didn't mean to, Eli. I really tried hard. Oh, you don't have to defend yourself to me, child. I don't care what the other Weemicks think. You don't? No, and you shouldn't either. Who are they to give stars or dots? They're Weemicks just like you. What they think doesn't matter, Punchinello. All that matters is what I think, and I think you're pretty special. Punchinello laughed. Me special? Why? I can't walk fast. I can't jump. My paint is peeling. Why do I matter to you? Eli looked at Punchinello, put his hands on those small wooden shoulders, and spoke very slowly. Because you're mine. That's why you matter to me. Punchinello had never had anyone look at him like this, much less his maker. He didn't know what to say. Every day, I've been hoping you'd come, Eli explained. I came because I met someone who had no marks, said Punchinello. I know, she told me about you. Why don't the stickers stay on her? The maker spoke softly. Because she has decided that what I think is more important than what they think. The stickers only stick if you let them.
Wow.
What? The stickers only stick if they matter to you. The more you trust my love, the less you care about their stickers. I'm not sure I understand. Eli smiled. You will, but it will take time. You've got a lot of marks. For now, just come to see me every day and let me remind you how much I care. Eli lifted Punchinello off the bench and set him on the floor. Remember, Eli said as the Weemick walked out the door, you are special because I made you, and I don't make mistakes. Punchinello didn't stop, but in his heart he thought, I think he really means it. And when he did, a dot fell to the ground. Yeah, so that is You Are Special. You see it's a little tiny book.
It is.
By Max Lucado, and it's a super amazing book. But let's go ahead and talk about it real quick.
Okay. So, I draw similarities to this book and people in real life, because oftentimes we get marks or stars for the things that we do and how we try to impress others, or we're unimpressive to others, and how all of that affects us directly. So in my mind, I could be like Punchinello, where I get affected by that, but then I get reminded that my maker doesn't care. He thinks I'm special because he made me. Yeah.
What stood out to me, well, you want to go? Go ahead. You go. Come on. And you have to kind of come around to where you can be out of the dead zone of that mic. Okay.
What stood out to me was...
Take your hands away from your mouth. Project.
what stood out to me was that Eli really reminded me of Jesus, and how like when we think we're like nobody, and when the things that people say about us, we think that is true. Like when somebody calls us dumb, or like when we mess up and everybody laughs at us, it's like, what? Well, nobody cares about me. What am I even doing here? And like when you go to Jesus, he'll tell you that whatever they say doesn't matter, because the only thing that matters is how I care about you, because I created you and I love you and you're special to me.
Yeah.
That's what stood out to me in the book.
That hit for me too. And you all are saying like the same thing. Something else that also stood out to me was that when Punchinello came to Eli was like, dang, buddy, you got a lot of marks. Right?
Yeah.
And he was like, the marks don't matter to the Weemick that didn't have any, because that Weemick believes what I think about her more than what others think about her. That was powerful. But what was more powerful to me was the fact that Eli told him, you got a lot of marks, and in time those marks will come off, but you need to come and see me every day.
Yeah.
And as he was leaving, Eli spoke something to him, and one of the marks fell off.
Yeah.
So it's like for us, every day we're being presented with people's opinions of us, whether they say it or whether they just treat us a certain way, and they communicate with us non-verbally. We're being presented with their opinions of us.
That's true.
You know, and it's impacting us and it's affecting us. You can be the most confident person. You can be the most assured person. You can know your identity, but I don't care. Like, you being hit with that, after a while it will take its toll on you.
Yeah.
So it's like for all of us, we have to go to God every day.
Exactly.
Every day. We have to go to him every day and allow him to affirm us. Allow him to say who we are, so that we can believe more of that and less of what other people are saying.
I agree. In fact, I like how in the book, the reason that the girl wasn't affected by the stars is that she cared more about what Eli thought of her than she did of others. So what you just said was perfect. It's we have to visit God every day. We have to be with him every day, and we're not affected by what others think. Right,
because it's hard to believe what God says about you if you're never hearing what God says about you.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, you got to come back to me every day.
Every day.
Yeah. Like, it's hard to believe something that you don't hear. That's why it's important for us to hear it, you know, and that's why God wants to make it known to us what he thinks about us and what he feels about us. So if you're someone on here and you feel like you have a lot of marks on you, and that people have said a lot of stuff about you, and that maybe you're starting to believe it, that you're worthless, I just want to tell you that you're not worthless. You are valuable. I don't care what people say. I don't care how people treat you. There is something beautiful and special in you that God placed in you before your life even came into existence, before the beginning of time. And that's something that someone else doesn't have, and you're very necessary to this world. And I just pray that God would have a moment to encounter you every day, that you would be intentional about talking to him, so that he can make his thoughts about you known, so that he can make who you are stand out and shine more than the marks that people try to put on you. You got anything to say? You?
Yeah, I'm just reminded that we are all special. And the reason we are all special is because we are the creators. He made us special. He loves us, and he's not worried about what other people think. It's just a daily reminder of that. So be in contact with him every day for that reminder.
Yep. All right, we love you guys. We're out of here. It's me, Lola.
And I'm Dante.
And thing number one. Say bye.
Bye.